Hello my YouTube friends, welcome to my channel, and today I will be making a new project using Python. So today I will be making a simple project. I will be connecting to a database and fetching some I will fetch some data from any table, any of the table and any of the database, and print it in my Python. So this is a very simple project, but this will help you a lot. It will help you to do database connectivity, and um, like you can make many programs related to this. Like you can connect to database, save data, and take data, and just um, make a new program which will also be very helpful. Like I have made a program. Like at first I didn't know what is database, and I used text file to connect to just take information and give information, and the code was so lengthy that I also could not understand that what I have written. So that was a funny joke. And so let's move to our installation of MySQL. So I will be not installing MySQL, but I will show you how to install it. For that, you go in your browser and search for dev.mysql.com, and here go on downloads, and you can here search for slash MySQL. So MySQL, and after going here you will see this MySQL community download. Here you can install the MySQL community server, and it will detect your OS at first, or if it does not, you can just choose it from here. Like if I want the Windows, I can choose the Windows, or there is also Mac OS, and there is Oracle, Solaris, and you can choose. There are many. Okay, there are many operating system on which you can download MySQL. Okay, now you have to just install the first one and click on download. After clicking on download, it will download your DMG file, and you have to simply click on the DMG file and keep everything default, and just put the password, and everything will be installed automatically. So after doing that, you will be needing MySQL Workbench. So same, you have to just go here and go on Workbench, search for Workbench, and here wait a minute, I should go on downloads again. You can go here, you can see for MySQL community GPL downloads, and here you will get MySQL community server and MySQL Workbench. So I will go on MySQL Workbench, and you can just install it, the DMG archive, and click on download. It will simply download your file, which is of 110.8, and the version is 8.0.23. So after installing this, you you will open the application. At that time only it will connect to the local host, means it will have a default connection. Just you have to enter the password, that much, and you will be installed with your MySQL and MySQL Workbench. And then you can use some SQL commands to make a new database and to make tables. So after doing this, you can just do some you can use a SQL command to store some data or you want to store. And after doing this, you will be needing a more, you will go on your project. Now I am using IntelliJ for Python. You can use IntelliJ for Python. You have to just only install the Python plugin and do some setups. If please comment in the comment section if you want the how to set the Python in IntelliJ Python. So let's move to the code now. What I will do, you will be needing MySQL.connector. So this MySQL.connector, and for installing this you will be writing pip install MySQL.connector, after simply you have to write this much and you will be installed. And now what I'll do, I'll write here as MySQL. So I have now imported MySQL.connector as MySQL, and today I'll be showing you a new module called GetPass. Let me just zoom in and GetPass. Sorry, GetPass. So for that, for importing GetPass, you can just write from GetPass import GetPass. From GetPass module, I'm importing the GetPass method. So I will be using this GetPass method to take the password. So after that, what can you do? I will just set here a password variable which is equal to GetPass. Give here a bracket and write here enter your password for root. Okay, after doing this, um, you will get the enter your password for root. Then it will ask for password, and it will just not make the password visible. If you are entering the password, it will not make the password visible. So after taking the password input, now you have to connect it. So we are taking the password as a root. So if you have made a user, you can take the input as user is equal to the input. So let it be. Now what I will do, I will use MySQL. This for that I will first write here a connection is equal to MySQL dot connect. Here I will give this, and I will write here first of all host is equal to localhost. I will now write here port. Port is not necessary. If you not give port, then it is also okay. Now after giving host, you have to give the user. So of course user will be root, and the password will be while I will just say that while you are putting the password, like the spelling of password is like this, but we will mostly they put like this PSSWD, and you can just give your password. Then it is also okay if you put it like this. So now after doing this, we can put here try blocks. Let me just put here try, and I'll just do this and just do this like this little bit. And okay, let me just put this. Let me just check the error. Okay, now I have to put the accept block. Let me just put accept. I will put here this, and I will accept, and I will write. I can just print. I will write here. I will take the exception as E. Exception as E. And what I'll do, I'll write here E dot. There's nothing. I'll write here just E. And now it will print that the root as a localhost one. So after doing this, now I will just quit and here quit the code really more, and I will just write here connector successfully. So really what is happening here, what I'm doing, I'm first importing MySQL.connector as MySQL, means it the every method or every function will be stored in the MySQL.connector, and from getPass I'm importing the function getPass. After that I stored my password. I will take the input as password from the getPass function, and I am prompting it enter your password for root. Now I'm trying for the connection that please Python connect, try to connect to MySQL. If the password is wrong or the user is wrong or something went wrong, go to the except block and print the exception and quit the code. Now it will quit the code, and it will not just print this. And if I just write here except block, it will just uh, quit the code and it will not print connector successfully. Now now it will print connected successfully if it does not goes to the except block, or if it goes through except block, it will print the error and it will quit the code. So it will quit the um, terminal, or it will just quit the code and stop the code. So let's just run this. I'll click on run, and now you can see that we are getting this in our PyCharm, sorry, IntelliJ. Enter your password for now. You can see that the password is, we can see the password, and it is given a warning also that get pass warning, cannot control echo on the terminal, password fallback get pass. So warning, password input may be echoed. So what can I do? I can show you how can you stop this. You can just go here, edit configurations. Here you have to go to the configurations, and you have to just tick this emulate terminal in output console, and I'll apply this, and okay, I will now again run it. So now you can see that we are not getting the error, and let's now try to type the password. So I'm not typing it, but I can't see here, means we are getting the, we have now solved this error. Now I've entered the wrong password. Let me just check what it gives. So access denied for user root at the localhost using password yes. So it has quit the code, it has not printed connector successfully. Now what I'll do, I'll run this code again and enter the correct password. So I got connected successfully, and I was connected successfully to the password, means I have connected successfully to MySQL server. Now I have to do some, like some kind of connection or some kind of fetching or putting data, fetching data. So what I will do, I will just for this video I will just now fetch data. I'll take the data and print it. So let's, I will, what I'll do, I'll open a pop SQL. I'm not using MySQL Workbench, I'm using pop SQL, but I highly recommend you Microsoft MySQL Workbench. Sorry. So let the pop SQL open. So it's opening. It will take a time, take some time. So after doing this, now we will see that we in MySQL we have databases also, but we didn't specify from which database we will take the table. Like in a database there will be tables, right? We can't just directly access it outside the database. We have to go in the database and then access the table, and we have not given the Python that which database we are using. So for now I will just show you a very simple command, which is cursor. Let me just put here some code. Okay, and here let me just show tables. First of all, I'll show tables and run this. I'm getting student table. Let me just see what is there in student. If there is any code, I'll use that only. Student, I will just run. So you can see that there are two student ID, and this is little bit. So we have this code, so we'll use this database. Now to choose database, what you have to do in here only, you have to specify the database. So I'll give here database is equal to test, and this will be a string. And now after giving the mysql.connect that database is test, let me just check if we are not getting an error. Let's put here my password. So we are getting no errors. So now I've printed connector successful. here only. Now I will print here fetching date fetching data. So we have to print it. Fetching data from student table. I will now fetch data from student table, and what I'll do, I will go here and I will make a cursor. So cursor, you can just you can just imagine cursor as this cursor which is now moving on my computer. When we write an execute code like cursor execute this code, then it will execute this code and it will point the cursor to the result. So now to access that result, you have to obviously do something which will print that result. So we will be using the fetch method which will fetch the data, and it will also help. So for now I will not make this complete, I will show you only. So I'll write here cursor is equal to connection dot cursor. Yes, and what I'll do after making the cursor, now I have to execute it. So I will write here SQL command which is equal to select star from student. Now this is a simple very select star from student. So now I have written SQL command. Now I will execute this. So cursor dot execute, and the SQL command, I'll just pass the SQL command, and here now it will execute. Let me just run this. Now fetching data from student table, but we didn't print it. So okay, so let me just print it here. I will write here for loop. We can use a for loop also to fetch the data. So I'll just print the print I. So let's check what it gives. And it gave me this. So it gave 1 Siddharth maths and 2 Rohan biology. So you can see that it gave me this. So what is this? We didn't wanted a tuple. I wanted it in a row, like the student ID, the Siddharth, my name or the names, and the major. It was okay. The major. So for that, what you need, um, we'll just format the code little bit. So you can see that it has directly printed a tuple. Means it can be stored in a tuple or it can be stored in a list. So let's check what. Let's just print the type here. Let's use a command which is called fetch all, and now see what it's showing. At last it showed me a list. So this is a list in which it has stored 2 tuples. Okay, so now what we can do, we can just save this. Okay, let's save the result in a list. Like we can use cursor or fetch all. Now it has tuple. Okay, so what we can do, we can write here we can just write here like this. So I can write here print student id. Here I can just give a name, and I can give here major subject. And what can I do now? I can just print it like this. I can just write a for loop here. Let me just write a for loop. I in result, I can write print the result 0 plus. Now you can see that I will not write this because it will get an error, because I'm there in this tuple. The one is a integer, then it will give me error. That is why I'll use a string. I can just format this like this, and now result, and I will give you this, and in the name I'll give here result, same result 1, and here is result 2. Now let's check if we are getting any error or we have successfully made the connection and printed it. So I have done this. So I got the error that list index out of range. So why did we got this? So we wrote like this. We have to write it I. Now it should work. Let me just check. Please don't write result. I have to write I. So now you see that we got this. So it is not that also. So after so much editing, now I have just reformatted the code. I have just wrote some if else statement which will just make the code a little bit neat, and it is made a table like this. So it's written student ID 1 2, name is this, and major is this. So our code is working, and it is very good. It is looking very good. So this I took very like long time to make this. So our code is now working and we can fetch the data. Now if you want how to create tables, create databases, and insert information, then please comment down below, and please like this video, subscribe this video, and share this video, and I will see you next time.